I have Toledo plus 8.5, which is just an atrocious number. I thought it was a great number let's look and see. Oh, look! They have a shot to win it. Shocking. They were down, I want to say like 21-3 at one point in time. But I was like, oh, cool. I got the 8.5 early. Then it goes to 7. And then, oh, by the way, today somebody just shoves it to 12.5. Like, I was like, John, what happened? He goes, oh, yeah, we took a lot of short money on Louisville today. Oh, I bet you did. Great. This is maddening. And I understand that everybody wants action. They want it to be like it used to be, where my TV is on in my office from mid-December to mid-January, bowl games, college basketball, so forth. Not going to do it. I am going to unsubscribe from this BS because we have ruined college football bowl games.
I was going to ask that because
almost unbettable.
You are one of those people that does like to have action. I know you.
Yeah.
And now that we have not only just a college football playoff, we've had an expanded college football playoff. How much does that impact you watching and betting on these bowl games?
I think it's so much more than the college football playoff. It's the transfer portal, which has been going on for several years. It's now NIL. And this is the interesting thing. They've got to change the coaching timeline. So these coaches are leaving early before these bowl games, either because, like Lane Kiffin, get out, don't let the door hit you in the ass, go to LSU. Mm-hmm. We don't need you. Or it's guys like Summerall, who's spending half his time in New Orleans, half his time in Gainesville, trying to manage, and then they get their doors blown off. And it's like, why are we being subjected to this? The reality is there's got to be an answer to it, but I think we're too far gone. And so I'm looking for bowl games. Like, I bet Georgia Tech plus 4.5 in the Pop-Tarts Bowl over BYU. BYU had a lot of stuff going on the last month. Kalani Sitake being basically told, Steve Thurston was like, I was told it was a done deal until the crumble cookie guy got involved. Supposedly, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't in those meetings, but Kalani Sitake, done deal to Penn State. Whoops, psych, never mind. Gets blown out in the Big 12 championship game and then gets snubbed in the college football playoff. How much do they care? I will say this, no one's opting out. No one's really transferring. There's a lot to unpack there, but I can say the same thing about Georgia Tech. Haynes King has been a great underdog bet for the last couple of years. I'm going to take advantage of it one more time. And then I laid 3 with Clemson, and I was laughing in our group chat with Sammy P because John Murray goes, oh, Sammy P gave me Clemson -3. And I go, oh, did he? I wonder where the hell he got it from. He's like, oh, I didn't know he got it from you. And then Sammy's like, I didn't get it from you. I'm like, oh, you got it from CT. My bad. You got it from Chris. And listen, Chris and I were like, hell yes. Clemson -3 up to 6 because it moved up to 6 because all the Penn State guys were going to opt out. We got a text from a buddy that was like, hey, Penn State is going to lose a ton of guys. Matt Campbell coming in. They're going to clean house. Guess what? Now it's all the way back down to 3 because Clemson is now doing the same thing after I was told those kids were happy. They wanted to play for Dabo. Now it appears they do not. So I've got way too much money on Clemson -3. And I'm probably just going to lay some of it off and eat the juice because that is going to be the reality of college bowl season unless you're getting the best of the information, which for about a week I had. Now I don't have. Or you are getting the best of the number, which I'm not even sure matters. You could have got the best of the number on Louisville. You could have Louisville -7, I think. Maybe it was 7.5, 7. Doesn't look like they're going to cover any of those numbers. So I don't mean to sit here and bitch on your show. I'm just kind of sad.
Anyway, it's okay.
I'm kind of sad. Like, this used to be like,
because especially bowl season being what it was even 5 years ago, like you said, there were so many edges to bet in the college football bowl season.
Do you remember Western Michigan +7? I almost got broken up over this game. Almost like Brett was ready to end it all.
I was at the Knicks game when you guys got in a huge fight.
Yeah, because I didn't share with him, and Sammy P called him, and he was like, why am I hearing this? I'm like, well, sorry, you're in Vegas, and you never bet the stuff I get anyway. Anyway, that line.
Anyone else almost break up with their significant other over not sharing information about betting college bowl games?
It was Western Michigan +7. They closed a 7-point favorite, and they won by 24. It did not matter. It did not matter. I guess that's what I loved so much was like getting that information, being privy to those things and taking advantage of it and it making me money. And those edges are gone. So now your options are to not bet them at all, to bet them for less money, That's all. We'll see. I'd like to see an expanded college football playoff with real teams, not named James Madison or Tulane, get in. And fine, if you want to let them in when we have, I don't know, 24 teams or something, no problem. But like the fact that BYU's sitting at home, the fact that Vanderbilt's sitting at home, that Texas, I mean, other highly rated, powered teams, Notre Dame, whatever. It is what it is. At least Notre Dame made sense to me, Ariel, because they lost to both teams that got in. That's the only thing. I'm not saying power ratings wise it made sense.
The argument was that they were still better than some teams.
And they are. And they are. They progressed throughout the season better. That being said, you got to beat teams head to head.
Yeah.
I didn't think Alabama deserved to get in, and then they came back from a 17-point deficit to beat Oklahoma and proved me wrong. Maybe Oklahoma didn't deserve to get in. That could be the next argument. And we just go round and round and round. I think they need to expand it. I think it's got a lot of potential. It's just not enough. And if they are going to kill the bowls for it, we need to do that. And we also need to move back when the portal and the coaching changes because they have to get ready for spring ball. These kids have to enroll by, I think, like January 3rd. How are you going to do that when you're playing in a bowl game for another team on December 31st? You're not going to. The math isn't mathing. The NCAA is just allowing it to be the wild, wild west. I mean, look at K-State's defense. I was just going to text Chris in our group chat and be like, congratulations. Your defense is going to suck ass next year, just to be awful. I don't think they're going to suck, but they got our defensive coordinator, and they're going to have half of our defensive players have now decided they're going to transfer. Well, of course they're going to follow their other coach. And Baylor's got tons of money. I don't know. I hope they suck. I hope they all suck. That's what, that's basically what I do. You leave my school, I cheer against you. It is what it is.
You guys will hate each other more, and the bet is just gonna whatever. As long as I get my dinner paid for at Barry's, then I'll be fine. College football playoff, though, we do have games that actually do matter. Those aren't going to be till New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Which line stood out to you?
Yeah, John Murray asked, and one of the questions was in the chat on our show, hey, which underdog do you like the best? And I'm like, I don't like any of the underdogs. That's so weird for me, right?
Yeah.
Texas Tech technically is an underdog. I can tell you right now, Oregon -1 got played. John Murray gave it to me on the show, so I've kind of thought, I looked at using Texas Tech in my college football playoff survivor on Splash. I may have to look otherwise. I like Indiana -7. Ole Miss +7 was sharp. He told me down to 6.5 there at the Westgate Superbook. That's not good because I have a futures bet on Georgia. Miami, Ohio State. Yanni told me this morning he laid 7.5 this morning. I just looked.
I feel like everyone's going to be on Miami because of what they saw last week.
Yeah, and why? That was the worst. You want to hear about bitching? I'm like doing stuff around my dad's house. That was the worst football game I've watched. I was like, I'm so glad we killed bowl season for these two teams to beat the crap out of each other with a feather pillow. Like, it was awful. It was an awful, awful game. And Miami's going to get their doors blown off. And I said before they announced that they were in, I was like, I hope they put them in so I could bet against them. But I was also going to bet against Texas A&M because all of their staff is leaving. Now I'm just going to bet against Miami this week. But now I just looked on the odds logic screen and the lines moved 2 points. Went from 7.5 to 9.5. And I'm going, okay, great. All right. Well, you snooze, you lose. I'm done complaining.
It's okay. We like complaining.
It's like therapy right now. It's got to get it out.
Especially when you've got so much stress over not knowing news. And that's unfortunately the NFL hasn't been helpful in that.
I think you're right. I think I just hate being wrong. And so it pisses me off even more. Like when I get good information.
Already, so it's so hard to you could have all the information in the world and it could still be tough to win. But when you don't have all the information, hence the NBA changing their rules and announcing injury reports because it was ridiculous.